Hello CSV Getters, I'm excited to show you this latest API update that we've added, which is going to allow you to extract specific properties from any JSON data which is going to be appearing in your exports. You can get JSON data in your export CSVs when you have, for example, an attachment field in your Airtable data. So if I went ahead and extracted this data using CSV Getter, I'll show you what that looks like. So as usual, I go into CSV Getter and I select the table that I'm interested in creating an export link for. In this case, it is vendors. I'm just going to call my export image data. So you can see the logos here, it's come through. I'm just going to select two fields for this export. Name and logo. Now what we've done here is we've created an export URL. This is it, and if I copy and paste this, I can show you that the image data is going to come out as JSON. So over in Postman, which is the tool I like to use to test API requests, if we go ahead and send a request to this URL, you can see we have some CSV data which has the name field, which is just one value, and the logo field is a pretty heavy JSON value with lots of information there. So if I use this URL in my browser, it's of course going to download the CSV file, so I'll do that now and show you what this data looks like in Excel. So as we can see in Excel, to make it more clear, this cell contains a large JSON objects, and in some cases this is not ideal. We just want one of these properties, and in this case we're only interested in the URL property of the JSON because that will be a URL to our image, which we could, for example, use in a WordPress page population or some sort of process like that. So I'll show you what we've done to get around this. Back in Postman, I'll show you what happens when you add the URL property to the end of your export URL, which is extract JSON property. So if you don't know about URL parameters, we have a lot of docs on them, but really if you add a question mark to the end of your URL, you can add URL parameters, which will change how the URL works. So if we add extract JSON property as a parameter, and then we give the parameter a value, the value we can assign to this parameter is the field that we're interested in the JSON object. So if I say extract JSON property equals URL, I'm not going to get a large JSON object from my logo column in my CSV. I'm just going to get whatever's in URL. So if I send that now, you can see that our CSV data is simplified and we have name of the name column as before, and now the logo column has become a simple column with the links for each image. I'll show you what this looks like when I use it in the browser and download in Excel. So I'll save this here. So over here in Excel, you can now see that our data is much cleaner, and we just have images. Yeah, if I paste this URL in the browser, you can see that it's the URL for the image that we had in our Airtable. So that's our new feature. There's documentation on this and some examples too. Any feedback, any further feature requests, you know where to find us, info@csvgetter.com.